Let's go, Barry. Go. Start it. We're on fire. We are on fire.
Hey, what's some ice cream?
I'm a lizard boy. I'm a lot lizard again. Welcome, Hoarders. Today we're going to be playing some more Gran Turismo 5. This episode, we're going to be doing the Dreamcar Championship. I think it's like 5 races, but we're only going to do 3 today. The only reason we're doing 3 today is because the 3 we're doing are 10 lappers, and the last 2 are the 2 longest tracks in the game, even though they're only 3 laps. Like, the Nürburgring is going to take like 40 minutes to do. No, not 40. Maybe a half hour to do 3 laps. Obviously, depending what car you use. And I don't know about this one. I don't know how long that's going to take. That's like the second largest, but it's not nearly as large as the Nürburgring. The Nürburgring's fucking huge. But that looks like the 24-hour version of the Nürburgring, so it's the longest version of it. I'm not going to do it as a championship. I'm going to do that later on my own time, like I was going to the F1 championship, which I did do it, and I ended up losing because I won the first... I won 4 of the 6 races, and I threw the last 2 because I was like, I have enough points that I'll win. And I didn't. I'm hoping my Dodge Viper can do this. If it can't, I'm going to have to quit and use another car, which I don't want to. Hopefully, this will be good enough. I tried it on one of the other tracks, but I don't know if it has the steering for this Indy track, which through the first turn it already looks like this isn't going to be too bad at all. 10 laps on here is also pretty quick, especially compared to the other tracks. Just as I know, like with the Gran Turismo videos, I usually use them as like a platform for updating you guys on what's going on. That being that, what I want to do, since I already pre-ordered the Mafia remake, I would like to, pass that car, I would like to beat the original Mafia, kind of like I did with, Medieval. I beat the game, and then immediately after I beat the game, I ended up, playing the remake. And that's what I'd like to do, but I don't know if I have the time to beat the game right now, because since break I started a second job, and I really haven't had time to really do anything. Like, I'll go into work at 9, get off 2, and then I'll have a 1 hour, like, relax time until I go to my other job. And then some days I get home at 8, some I get home at 9. So it's like my whole day's just gone. And it's hard to add in the Gran Turismo, or not the Gran Turismo, the YouTube stuff, because that basically, no matter what way you slice it, YouTube turns into a third thing. Like, if YouTube's the only thing you're doing, it doesn't feel like a job. But if it's one of the several, like, if you already have other jobs, then it starts to feel like a job, because you feel obligated to put out the stuff, like to record it and to edit it and all that. And I don't think I'm ever going to catch this other car. I mean, we're only on lap 3, but I don't think we're fast enough to catch him. This car is like an absolute killer. I'm already lapping people. And it's not hard to pass them either. I mean, unless you count going through the grass a little bit. I think I just about lapped everyone already. I definitely lapped the slower cars, but I think this car is going to make this series a whole lot easier on me. And I did just realize while doing this race, besides this episode, the next episode is going to be, I don't want to say the last episode, but I'm going to be finished with the regular part of the series, because the rest of the stuff is all, what do you call it? Like the long races. They're like 24-hour, 12-hour, 4-hour, 300 lap, 200 mile, like stuff like that. And those, I'm gonna have to, like I said before, I'm gonna stream them if I do them. Like, if I'm ever gonna do them, I have to stream them. And I just don't know how much I want to do that. Because they're gonna take a while, and I would definitely have to do it on a day off or something. At least some of them. I could do the 4-hour one, or like the 100 lap ones. Like start at like 8 o'clock at night and then just go to bed at like midnight. That wouldn't be a huge issue. But like the 24-hour and the 12-hour, there's 48-hour ones, I think, too. That would just take up my entire weekend, and then I wouldn't be able to get any sleep for work. But on to the second race now. Now, I believe this one is in the rain. This is the one I actually tried just to test out the cars to see how long it takes to get to first place. I did get to first place on here with the Viper, but the Viper just couldn't do the Indy track. And, like, since I'm trying to do one vehicle per race, I'm just going to stick with this, because this car is just a killer. Oh. Don't do that. I mean, as fast as this is, look at the map right now. Like, I don't think I'm really going to have to try too much here. Other than to not wreck, I think I'll be good. Like, I just don't have to go ungodly fast. Also, for those of you who don't know this, the GTA, the Gran Turismo AIs are shit in the rain. Like, I could ride a bicycle around this track and the AIs would be like, too fast. Can't go too fast. Like, they don't have the little voice in the back of their head that says, oh fuck, I'm gonna die if I go this quick. Well, I guess they do, huh? If they're not going fast. Maybe I'm the one who doesn't have a voice in their head that says, oh shit, I'm gonna die. I just fucking floor it. I'm like the Jeremy Clarkson of video games. No, like I actually, in general, I actually do go slower than what a lot of other people do in the games. I did feel me lose a lot of a lot of traction back there. I hope it's not rain the entire time. If it is, this is gonna not be fun. But this is the only track that I saw that had rain. And then after this, I have one other race to do, and then next week. Actually, what I might do, now that I'm thinking of it, if I don't, what I could do is after I'm finished with Gran Turismo 5 this week, what I could do is replace it with a second Mafia video until I beat Mafia, because what my goal is right now, Steam did a big sale and I bought Skyrim so I could do the medieval mod that I wanted to do for a while now. But I want to do the medieval mod after they come out with the remake of Mafia. Then I would also eventually like to buy the remaster of Mafia 2, and I'm not going to even touch Mafia 3 because they did nothing with that. I mean, I could get it for PC, but I see no point in it. there is part of me that wants to redo my Mafia 3 series just because as I was playing through it, I started to learn more and more, and I was like, oh, I've just been doing side missions this entire time. And I would rather do just the storyline, like the main storyline, like I did Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, if I can just follow the main storyline and not do side quest stuff all the time, then it would make for a better video, because you would get the story as you're going through it, where, like, even with, like, Grand Theft Auto 4, I find myself forgetting characters' names all the time because I have the videos so spaced out that, what I'm trying to do now is limit myself to 5 games at a time. That way I'm playing each of the 5 games every week, instead of alternating like I've been on Wednesdays, because Wednesdays are, like, I'll do GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, GTA 4, I would have been doing Mafia on that day, but I switched Mafia with Tuesday because there's no testing Tuesday anymore. You know, all that fun stuff. Also, I am really excited that people, like, my channel's still gaining a few subscribers. It's nice to see that after you put so much work into something, because I've been working at this for nearly 6 years. That's a hell of a long time for, like, YouTube. And, like, to me, I feel like I'm on the right track, personally, because I've seen those people, like, I used to follow channels before where it was like, they got famous overnight, and then if they get famous overnight, they don't stay famous. You know what I mean? I'm not saying my goal is to get famous on YouTube. My goal, like, even if it stayed, like, at 100,000 or something like that, that would be more than enough for me to be like, I'll keep doing YouTube. But, like, I have, like, almost 750 subs now. That's more than the population of my town. Like, that is even crazy to me. Like, my high school and elementary school combined had, like, 400 people. So, like, just to have that many subs, that's just a fuck ton. But, I mean, if it keeps going up, I would like... I don't know. I hate when people say, like, the shit where they're like, oh, you're being greedy because you want to get... you want to get enough subs to make money. Of course. Why not? Like, if you're enjoying doing something, if you get paid for it, might as well do it. Because, like, here's my reasoning for, like, the getting paid. If I get paid for it, then I can justify buying more games. If that makes sense. Like, I would use that money that I make from YouTube to get games and equipment and stuff like that so I can continue to do this. I would love to get to the point where I wouldn't need to have 2 jobs. That's like the ultimate goal. But hey, even if it got to the point where I could just quit the one job and be like, oh, good, now I can just kind of relax. We got a little bit to go. We're already lapping people, so the guy ahead of me that you see is not in first place. That would be moi. I didn't really wreck at all. I slid a little bit farther around a turn than I wanted to, but I didn't hit anything. So that's good. But this is genuinely an easy race with this vehicle. it's just the rain. The rain's the only problem. But it also helps you because the other people are going a lot slower, so you don't have to worry that much about them. But now, on to the last race. Okay, last race. Oh, for today. There's 2 more, but we're going to be doing those next Thursday. At least this one is not in the rain. So this thing should shine here. I actually think I've raced this car on this track before. From what I saw, the Ford GT40 Le Mans spec that's in front of us, I don't know if it's that exact one, like same color scheme or not. If you win this championship, I think that's the car you win. I looked up in forums like a while ago about what cars to use in what races, because when you get into these more difficult ones, you need all the help you can get as far as cars go, because some cars are just like, I like using like not really fast cars to race against fast cars, because then it's more of a challenge. But when you get into these races, you really don't have much of a choice of what cars to use. And I've been following these, not chats, but like this website for like Gran Turismo people like that play it a lot. And I missed the joystick because I had to scratch my face. But there's like people that will recommend, and they said if you want to, for this race series, it said to use either this car or the Formula Gran Turismo. But we used the Formula Gran Turismo like the last 3 episodes of this, and I didn't want to use it anymore. So here we are. But what 2 of the vehicles I plan on using in future episodes of this, not the next episodes, even though I might be able to use the Viper in the next 2 episodes just because the handling is pretty decent and it might be good on those other 2 tracks. I'll test it and I'll see on both those tracks to see if that's a good vehicle to use. But what I wanted to save the Viper for, there's a race series where it's like 60 laps or 60 miles, something like that, and me and my dad beat that race before with that exact car, and I wanted to do it again with that exact car. I also want to do one of the races with the Shelby Cobra, the 427 AC Cobra. I love that car. That's like my dream car, and I've been saving it to do one of those races. I've also tried not to use the Miata because there's a 4-hour endurance race with the Miata that I just don't want to overuse the car in episodes. Obviously, like Gran Turismo Sport, there's several series where you have to use the Miata, so it's not like you have a choice in that matter. There's a lot more vehicle-specific races on Gran Turismo Sport than on here, so you're kind of stuck with that. But the next Gran Turismo series, like next Gran Turismo game in the series that I'm going to do, is I'm going to bite the bullet and start from the beginning. Because I kind of jumped in originally at Gran Turismo 5, skipped 6, went to Gran Turismo Sport, and right now I'm doing 5 and Sport, but 5's going to be done soon, so we don't have to worry about that. And Sport, as far as I know, is the only one still doing updates. I don't know if Gran Turismo 6 is doing any sort of updates anymore. I don't even know if they have online anymore, because I know Gran Turismo 5 doesn't have online. I wish it did, because I'd like to go online one more time, like, in a video, but unfortunately they shut that down. I have no idea when. But, I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, I just wanted the nostalgia of going to, I think it was, I don't remember exactly what track it was. I think it was the beginning part of the Nürburgring where we'd always do drag races. And I just wanted to do that. Because that was just a fun thing to do on here. But you can't do it. I do want to see if Gran Turismo 6 is still online. Like, I might just plop that in today and see, because I also never played it on this PlayStation 3. Which is an issue, because I will have to start everything over. But I like starting stuff over for videos. Like, I like to start with nothing. But there's a shit ton of games that I want to play. I want to do all of the Midnight Club games. I would love to just start with 3 and go to Los Angeles. I was going to say Los Santos. Hey, they're both Rockstar. I think. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they are. But I'm probably going to start with the first one. Because it's like all the games are kind of outdated anyway, so it doesn't really matter where I start. I got to continue our Call of Duty episodes. I kind of can't wait until I finish this current game of Call of Duty, just because I hate to go back to PlayStation 2 to play a game, because, you know, that's how they thought it would pan out perfectly. They're like, let's have it only for only for PC, then only for PlayStation. And I'm not saying only for PlayStation, but there's certain games, like the Big Red one is only for PlayStation. It's not on any other console. Same thing with World at War, the one I'm playing right now. World at War Final Fronts, I think is what it is. It's whatever the non-regular World at War one is. I believe I already finished regular World at War. But I want to go through, do all of them. I also wanted to do the DS ones, but I don't have a clue how I would record that. I looked into it, and there's like eBay people that are like, if you send it to me, for $60, I'll make it so you can record stuff. And I'm like, I'm good. I'd rather get a kit and do it myself and break it than send it to someone and not know if they're gonna just keep it and be like, gotcha. But I think it would be cool. I mean, I might be able to get some type of emulator where I can get an adapter and just play it on the computer. That would be cool. I also would like to get a Super NES. I have a regular NES, but I want a Super NES because you can get a it's called a Super Game Boy cartridge, and you can put regular Game Boy games in the cartridge and then play them on the console. And I wanted to do Pokemon stuff because I never played Pokemon games before, and I thought it would be interesting to start those, because I've had friends in the past that are like, play it, play it, play it, play it, play it. And I had a friend before tell me, I don't remember what one it was. It might have been Pokemon Red. I don't know. But my friend was like, dude, this game's like an hour or two for like a full playthrough. I will pay you $20 to beat this game. And I was like, no. Because he knew that I was always like against Pokemon because I thought it was stupid. I will not say... How can I explain? I won't say it's stupid now, but I still don't think it's that interesting. It might be if I play it. That's why I want to play it. I already own Pokemon Red, but I knew, like, nothing of it. So I was like, I know Pikachu. That's a good one. I know Charizard. And that's about it. I don't even know any of the people's names. So it might. I think Ash is like the main guy, but other than that, I really don't know any of the shit. But if you guys are interested in any of that stuff, definitely post in the comments, because like if anyone posts anything of like any game, I'm most likely gonna play it if the game is interesting to me. I could never see myself like selling out, being like, oh, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy because everyone wants to see it. No, there's not a snowball chances in hell that I'm going to play any Final Fantasy game or any anime style game. I hate anime shit. If you like it, good for you. I'm not into it. I don't like cartoon games. I barely even like Borderlands, so there's that. I would like to play like the Biohazard games. Or not Biohazard, Bioshock. Biohazard's fucking Resident Evil 7. I would like to do the Resident Evil games too, don't get me wrong. Those, I'm gonna be real, I'm too much of a pussy to play those type of games. I hate them. Like, I don't like, it took me well over a year to beat Until Dawn. Like, I played it, and then I stopped, and then I ended up restarting the entire series over from the beginning because I didn't remember anything that happened. But I don't like those games where you feel like you're not in control. Like, horror games are more scary to me if you don't have control of what's going on. For example, Resident Evil 7. You're like running around a house and that's all you can do. There's a different way that I mean not in control with like the first Resident Evil, being that the controls are genuinely difficult to aim, so you're not in control even though you do have a gun, but you have very limited ammo, limited save, like, what were they called? Like ink things for the typewriter. Like, you had to find them so you could even save the game. Otherwise, you had to leave the game on for 400 years and kill your PlayStation 1 because you wanted to play Resident Evil. I do have the PS4 remake of the first Medieval, or not Medieval, the Resident Evil. Like I said before, also want to do Medieval 2. I have that ready. It's just I need to beat games before I start more series. That's like the main issue of what there is right now. This episode's turning into like a podcast. Which, speaking of that, I don't know what's going on with that anymore, because it seems as if the people that originally wanted to do the podcast are putting some type of blame on the other people, being that, like, they're like, oh, he doesn't have time, which I fucking don't. And they're saying that I'm, like, making up excuses fucking constantly. Yeah, I have 2 jobs. I don't have time to come home and do a 2-hour-long podcast that no one watches anyway. Like, that's why I stay in the, like, my lane of things. I don't, like, I like watching certain podcasts, like Your Mom's House, Joey Diaz, mostly comedy stuff, H3H3. Those are like the only things, like the only type of podcast I watch. I don't even watch, like I like Wildcat and them, that even though they changed a hell of a lot, but I don't watch their podcast because that's not the type of thing that I find them interesting at. Like, I find them interesting at, like, Gmod and stuff like that, because when I originally found them, that's the type of stuff I was watching. Like, the first episode I ever found with Wildcat and Vanos and them was the one where they're on the moon, and Wildcat is a bag of Doritos, and he keeps turning back to the camera. That's the first episode, and I watched that, like, once that episode came out. So that was, like, a long time, and that's what I was used to, but it's been, like, a huge, like, falling out of their stuff that I watch, because once the Fortnite shit came out, I was, like, the entertainment on YouTube for me went way down, because that's another thing, I don't like Fortnite either. It's stupid to me. Not so much that the concept is stupid, I draw away from the popular stuff. Not because it's popular, because then it seems less interesting to me. Okay, it was the Endurance series that I was talking about earlier. What one was it? That's Grand Valley. That's 300 kilometers. That's Laguna Seca. So I definitely... Wait a damn second. Yeah, I love Laguna Seca, but I don't remember doing 90 laps. This one has to be... Yeah, that is the one that me and my dad used the Viper on. I know that one for a fact. So that's 60 laps. 60 laps is not that much. That's maybe 2 hours, maybe 3. So these first two I could definitely do. I've done this one before, so I could do that. Indy 500 I could probably do because that's a lot faster. Is that 500 laps or 500 miles? That's 200 laps, so it's probably 500 kilometers. No, it's 500 miles. Okay, so that one I could probably do. This one would probably take a while. And I could probably do the Nürburgring 4-hour one. 9 hours is a lot. Oh, and there's no 48-hour one. I thought there was. I check these like every episode, and I still forget. Okay, let's go see. I was going to say what car we won, but we don't win cars on here for like daily stuff. But I'm going to look at what used cars there are. Chrysler Crossfire. I didn't even know the Crossfire was in this game. Yeah. That's ugly as shit. A Life Step van. Mercedes touring car. Huh. That's 52,000. I almost have 2 mil. Jaguar XKR. This has to be a race car, I think. No, it's not, but I do like the look of that, and I'm sure there's a lot of... That looks to me like a vehicle that I like that no one else would, for some reason. I don't know why that's my first thought when I saw that. I'm like, I like it, but I know a lot of people probably don't. Ford Escort Rally. I'm going to go with no on that. C8, what is this, a fake Corvette? No. I know what that is, and I have it. I think that's the same car that I have in, what the fuck, the Crew, the first Crew. Toyota Will. What the fuck is this? Ugly. That's what that is. Mitsubishi Galant. Honda, Opel, Honda NSX. That might be worth getting. That's 2002, fair lady. I want the older ones. And that's expensive. What is it? Mazda Roadster. So that's just a Miata. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all there is here. Like I said, I'm going to see about finding a different car for the last 2 races of the Dreamcar series. And then after that, I'm probably going to do a stream of this and this separately. This one's going to take way too long to do. I'll probably honestly do... I believe this was 6 races, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's 6 races. So I'll probably do 2 or 3 before I even start the stream. Like, I'll probably do them earlier in the day and then do those last 3 during a stream. And then this, I think I could just do this one in one sitting. Maybe do the first 3, go to the bathroom, or eat quick, and then do these final 2, because they're really not that long, even though the first 3 are 10 laps. But next episode we'll do these 2. That's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. And if you did enjoy the video, check out one of my previous, next, and related videos, and don't forget to check out my social medias in the description down below.